Today, this is a practice of a slow flow variety. That means that everything we do is just going to be slowed down a little bit, but that doesn't mean that it is easier per se. Sometimes doing things slower make them a lot harder. So for instance, if you were moving through a vinyasa and taking a chaturanga, most people battle through that as fast as they possibly can to get out to the other side. So you lose the quality. And that's one thing I like about the idea of slow flow, is that it is all quality over quantity. So like in a yin practice, think about how much quality is in a yin practice, because you are sitting and feeling and just appreciating and taking in everything for that entire 5 minutes or however long you're holding the pose. So you have all this quality and no quantity at all. Some yin classes could be 5 or 6 poses in an hour. Does that mean it's a better yoga class or a worse yoga class? It doesn't matter. It's just all yoga, right? So when we do a slow flow practice, we have time to think about that quality. And I think that the more that you do that, when you do speed it up and you do a faster vinyasa practice, you have that muscle memory of quality and moving through things in a smarter, more intelligent way builds strength. And it also builds this sense of quality throughout your entire practice. So you build strength of this nice, beautiful patience, strength of your actual muscles. And then when you go on to different classes, you have that to take with you. So it's in your toolbox, just like your deep breathing is, or your mantra, and all of these little things you have in your tool belt. So I love the idea of slowing it down and making it as quality as you can get it. So with that being said, come into your comfortable seat. If you have a block or something at home, lift your hips, sit back onto it. Relax your shoulders, relax your head, relax your neck. If you are stiff, reach up, give yourself a little massage. Roll and rumble, twist, shimmy, shake, whatever you need to come into this really nice, relaxed pose. And then close your eyes. Find your breath in and out through your nose. This is a really beautiful place to start working on that quality. So the quality of your breath is definitely better when it's slow, when you're taking full inhalations and then releasing full exhalations. Then bring your hands right over your heart space and take a couple of deep breaths with each inhale, filling your hands with your heart. And then slowly start to open your eyes. roll off of your block. If you are sitting on one, pull that out to the side, and then just come into the middle of your mat. And we're gonna start with some nice slow movement here, back and forth. Maybe even finding some cat and some cow here. Starting to plug in to each fingertip. Spreading through your fingers. If you want to do a deep barrel roll, move around. And then come into a place right in the center. So here, practice pulling your belly button up and drawing everything up and in. And then puffing into your upper back so that you are making this little rounded back. You're not completely up in that cat yet, but you're here and you have all of this engagement. So you're not just sinking into your shoulder joints and letting your belly pull you down. That puts a lot of pressure on your lower back. So here, pull everything up and in. Start spreading through your fingers. Nice. And then walk your hands out way in front of you. Push your hips back. Walk your hands forward even more so that you're bringing your chin down towards your mat. And when you get there, take some nice deep breaths. And then to come out, just slowly walk yourself back up. Wiggle and move. And here, once you are situated, start to spread your fingers, plant into your finger pads, curl your toes under, and lift your knees up off the floor. Now here, draw your belly in, puff up into your upper back, and then start to lift your hips back. Get a little arch in the lower back, puff into the upper back, arch in the lower back. It sounds hard. It is. It's two completely different things happening. And then start to straighten your legs. You don't have to lock them out. Let your head and neck relax and find your downward facing dog. If you're finding a lot here on your wrist, bend your knees a little more and take your hips back. So the further back your hips are, the more weight you take off of your wrist. Good. And then let your knees come down onto your mat. Push your hips back, forehead down, reach your fingers up towards the front of the mat. Child's pose. For this first one, the knees are together. So we're getting a nice stretch right here in the low back. And you can roll your hands and wrists around, open and shut your fingers, or you can decide to stay still right here. And then look into your hands. Spread your fingers out, plug into the finger pads, and lift the palms up a little bit so that you're not putting all your weight on your wrist. As you come up, tuck the toes under and find your downward facing dog. And then just start to slowly walk the feet up into the hands and find your forward fold here at the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Hold it here in this half lift. Draw your belly button up and in. Push your hips back and lengthen your forehead forward, or the crown of your head forward. Good. Then bend your knees a lot. Take your arms up. Come all the way up to stand. And bring your hands to your heart center. Nice. Close your eyes. Breathe right here. Feel yourself as you start to plug into your feet. You don't have to be static. You can move, keeping your knees slightly bent, nothing locked out. Come back to your center. Find your breath. Good. Then start to bend your knees. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, swan dive your way all the way down. Relax your head and neck. Nice big yeses and nos, circles. And then we're going to come up halfway, bend both knees, take the right foot back on the mat, and bring your knee down. Good. So I'm going to keep my toes curled under, and I'm going to start to come up here, and I'm going to roll my shoulders back and down. If you feel unsturdy here, draw your belly in, shoulders back, and find your focal point somewhere right in front of you. Then, once you're sturdy, the movement can happen. And then roll to the front. And then we're going to open here, making sure you don't just let your belly fall forward. You're still hugging in. And then exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale and close. 2 more times. Open and close. Last time, all the way open. Don't look up at the sky. We don't want to let the head and neck fall. Good. Then come back to the center. Palms to the heart. Good. Then we're going to take the right hand all the way down to the mat. The left hand is going to go onto the left thigh, using it to twist you around and open your chest towards the sky. Making sure not to lock into that right arm here. And if you want, that left arm can come all the way up. And then bring it back down onto the floor. And then we're going to move back and forth here. Stretching into the hamstrings, stretching into the hip flexors. But here we're not straining. We're just stretching, okay? So when I see people in class really going for that stretch, I try to get them to back off a little bit so that you're not making that strained look with your face, and so that you're doing more of a massage than a pull, okay? So you're really massaging into the hamstrings and massaging into the hip flexors instead of straining. Good, then come back to the center. And we're gonna, since the toes are still tucked under, we're taking that back leg up, plant the hands, draw the belly up. We're gonna take the left foot back and meet in a plank here. So in plank, I get a lot of this. This is all my lower back. I'm gonna draw up and in, and now I'm really, really strengthening my muscles because I'm making them work for me. Push back, down dog. Move around. And then come back out for your plank. Back to your dog. One more time in plank. Hold it here. Plug into all of the fingers. Relax your face. Good, and then down dog. We're gonna lift the right leg. Swoop the right foot all the way to the right fingers and let the left knee come down. Good. Back toes are going to stay under. And I'm going to come up. Remember, focal point, drawing up and in. That's how I'm going to get sturdy. I also like to take my toes, open them wide, and then clamp them down onto the floor like little gecko feet to help me get stable. Nice. And then roll those shoulders up and back. And then roll them forward. And then come back to center. Take the arms forward. And then open. This is your inhale. This is your exhale. 2, 3. Last one, we're gonna hold open. 4. And then bring your hands to your heart. Good. Squeezing the inner thighs together. Left hand's gonna come all the way down onto the mat. Right hand stays on the thigh, and it's gonna help me propel the shoulder up, lifting through the heart. Good, now squeeze your inner thighs, pull your belly in and away from that front leg. You can stay right here, or you can let your hand come up to the sky. Good, then bring it back down. And then we're gonna move back and forth. Massaging all of the muscles in the hamstrings and in the hip flexors. And then come all the way back up. Now, you're gonna be able to see it better on this side. I'm gonna take this back knee up. I'm gonna draw up so that my foot has space to go back to the plank. And then down dog, and then plank again. And then down dog, and then plank again. This time hold it a little bit. You can move. Just keep drawing up and in. So you're hugging all of those muscles of your abdomen, abdominals, but not your neck. Good. So from here, let your knees come all the way down gently. Push back, child's pose. Take your left arm over your right and kind of situate yourself down, stretching out the whole left side of the body. And then do the other side. And then come, if you need to roll out, you can roll out. And then we're gonna come back up onto all fours. Downward facing dog. One step at a time, all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift when you get here. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, sit your hips back, arms out wide, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands at your heart center. Close your eyes, breathe. Nice. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale and swan dive. Halfway lift. Now we're gonna bend the knees, shoot the left leg back. This time we're gonna keep the knee up off the mat, but you're welcome to put it down just like we did in the first round. So if your knee is up, you're gonna really plant into your toes. Look at your drishti, your focal point, come all the way up to your lunge. Good, now, I have a little arch in my back and I'm pulling in through my belly. And once I'm stable, maybe I can start doing these sassy shoulders. And then bring your hands out in front of you. We're gonna inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 2 more. And on this last one, we're gonna hold it here, making sure your belly's not just flopping forward. Flopping's not a good word. Falling forward, it's coming up and in. Good, then bring your hands to your heart. Left hand's gonna go straight forward, all the way down. Squeeze your inner thighs, pull your belly up and in, right arm up to the sky. Remember, all of this can be done with that back knee on the mat. Good, then bring your hand down, and we're gonna move here, straightening that front leg, bending the front leg. This movement Might not look like mine. That's okay. If your hamstrings are really tight, you might just be right here. That's okay. You can also bend that back knee. And the next time you come forward, lean over to your left hand, draw up and in. That right foot goes back, plank. Good, down dog. Plank. Down dog. Last plank, hold it. And down dog. We're gonna pull that left leg up to the sky and then left foot to the left thumb. We're lunging on the other side. So at your own pace, come all the way up. Remember, quality, pulling energy up through the feet, through the legs, finding that nice support system through the pelvic area, through the belly, through the drishti, and then through the breath. Roll your shoulders. Good, bring the hands out. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold. Open. Close. One more time. Hold it open. Squeezing the inner thighs, pulling the belly in. Arms come together. Reach forward with the right hand. Take it to the mat. Left arm up for the twist. Squeezing the inner thighs, pulling the belly up and in. And then on an exhale, left hand goes down. Small little movement here. This could look a lot of different ways. That's okay. And remember, you can also put that knee down in the back. Next time, plank. Down dog. Plank. Dog. Plank. Down dog. And then bring your knees onto the mat. Take your child's pose. Good. Relax your forehead. Close your eyes and find your breath. While you're here, you can open and shut your hands, roll your wrist around, anything that feels good if they feel a little tight. Sometimes when you do a lot of down dogs and a lot of planks, you feel it on those wrists. And we're about to move into a little wrist action here because we're going to do some side planking. So you are going to be on your hands. So make sure that while you're in your child's pose, you can roll them out, get them ready. And for this side plank series, if your wrists do give you a lot of problems, you can always fold your mat. This mat doesn't do it as well as some, but roll it up. Have the palm on the roll and the fingers hanging off the front. So you get a little elevation and a little cushion under the hand. And we're gonna start on all fours. The left hand, spread your fingers nice and wide and plug into each finger pad. Then come onto that left knee and then take the left foot back behind you. Right leg is going straight out. And then you can have your arm up to the sky, or you can put it on your waist and use it to help twist your body up towards the ceiling. You could also use your arm as a lever in that as well. So this is half of a side plank. You also don't have to do that much of a back bend if you do not want. This is Ardha Vasisthasana. Good. And then come back to the center. Shake it out. I'm just going to twist around so you can see me do it on the other side. Same thing. Set yourself up here. So you're building from the foundation up. Nice. And you can relax here. You can move around too. Yeah. Open your heart. Nice deep breaths, big deep stretch. And then come back all the way down and shake it out. I'm just gonna move while I shake. And I'm gonna sing. Oh, perfect. So now we're gonna do side plank again. This time you can workshop it. So you can do side plank of your choice. Lots of different options. And if you've ever been in my physical class, you will know that I love for you to play. And I encourage you to play. So instead of me just saying, hands down, boom, get here, stay. That's not really how I do my yoga practice, so that's not how I teach, and that's not how I want you guys to do it either. I want you to play and move around. So you can come back here. If you come back here, I want you to move around with it. Okay? Take up some space. If you want to add on to your Vasisthasana, you could bring this right foot forward and you could take the left leg out and work on it here. This is a beautiful place to start really working on. If you've ever been told, lift the hips, lift the hips, this is a good place to do it because you have this foot to help you energetically pull your hips up. If that's not in your wheelhouse, you can try doing a full Vasisthasana from plank, rolling over, and then lifting the hips. You can play with this leg. You can do whatever you want, okay? And you're at home, you might even be in your pajamas. You can do it any way you want. Spend some time on the left, then when you're done, come back to the center, roll your hands out, stretch your wrist. This is a heavy wrist pose, and you're really working on pushing out into the fingertips and making it so that it's not all just bearing right there on your palms and your wrist. So when you're done with the one side, come to the other side, and the same thing, play with it, flow. Remember, this is a slow flow, so you're not in a hurry, and you're trying to make it fun, right? That way you'll want to come back to it. Make it feel good. That's what it's about, right? And you can play with setting it up all different ways. You could even play with moving it from one place to another. Or you can stay still. It doesn't matter. Just try to give yourself that grace of the flow, the grace of the movement. And then when you're done on that side, roll it out. Open and shut. I don't know if you noticed my little Natajara here. He is the dancing Shiva, and he's the playful one, right? There's all other incarnations with varying degrees of seriousness. This, of course, is my favorite one because I love the dancey aspect, I love the movement, and I love the play because I feel like the more we play on our mat, the more we play off of our mat, the happier we are, the more we share that. And when we're stuck in traffic, we're stuck at home with people for a long time, we're just a little happier. And then that spreads to them, and it makes everything a lot easier, a lot more quality instead of quantity. So from here, we're gonna come into a wide leg forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Back and forth. Work out some kinks. Then we're gonna leave the left hand on the mat, draw the right arm up, and twist. And then try the other side. And then as you come through the center, fold. If you have a block and you want to put it under your head, feel free. I like a little bit more motion. I like to do a little movement here. So whatever is calling for you today. But when you get into that final fold, see if you can find a place to hold it. And then start to walk your hands up. We're gonna toe heel the feet in. Do one nice big forward fold here. And then bend your knees. And come back onto your mat. Spreading your knees out wide, feet together. Give yourself a little foot massage. Get comfy here. And then we're gonna inhale and lift the heart. Exhale, roll the chin to your chest. Inhale it up. And exhale forward. One more time, all the way up. And as you exhale, walk the hands down. When you start feeling a nice good stretch, that's as far as you need to go. Okay, no straining. It's just a nice, beautiful massage for your muscles. Start to walk it back up. Take your legs out in front of you. Come off of the sitting bone. Come off of the fleshy part of your bottom and onto your sitting bones. Sorry. I want you to come off your sitting bones. Inhale your arms up. As you exhale, I want you to fold forward gentle. See? Gentle. None of this. Okay, now my hamstrings are happy. If your hamstrings are still not happy and you've come down really gentle, you can always put this little micro bend here. I actually love this pose too. You want to do this first? And then slowly straighten them out. You don't have to hold your toes. That's not a hard, fast rule. If you can do it, it doesn't mean that your hamstrings are happier than the person next to you who is relaxed. And then we're going to come all the way up. And we're going to take the top leg. So I'm bringing my ankle right over my knee. And then I'm going to bend this knee. And I'm going to put my knee right over my ankle. So this might look different for all of us. If you're not comfortable at all here, just come straight into your cross-leg seat. We're going to do a little hip opening. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Oh, that feels really good. After you've been watching your Netflixes and your Hulus, your hips get really tight. And a lot of us have been marathoning, I'm sure, and not on the road. Although I see a lot of people out there doing that too right now. We've been doing a lot of biking, which means the quads get tight. But I'll have to add some more quad stretches in the next video. Come up. We're gonna take your hands up. See if you can do this. Hands free. And then fold. Oh, yeah. If you have a block at home, you can always put a block right here or a pillow. And we're gonna take the legs down and find that comfortable seat. So I'm gonna take opposite hand to knee. The other hand's gonna come straight around right to the base of my tailbone and then help propel me around as I look back off the back shoulder. And then come all the way around. Try the other side. And back around. Hands to the knees. Inhale, lift your heart center. Exhale, fold. Inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. One more time. And exhale. Then come all the way back up. Walk it forward. Hands together. Close your eyes. You can forward fold down. Here, making sure your sitting bones stay pressed gently into the mat. And then as you walk it back up, spin your hands, fingers towards your body. Stretching out into the wrist. If you want fancy, then bend your elbows just a little bit. We're not straining, we're just stretching. And then come up, shake them out. The next one is the same look, except for this time, tops of the hands are coming. Ooh. I don't like this one as much. But you really get a feel for how tight your wrists are, right? And then come back, shake it out. Shake it. Shake it like you're trying to get the water off of them. And then float like a bird. Fly, 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 fly. And then open, shut. And then as you open, shut, take them all the way up to the sky. Fast, 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 fast. And then slow, 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 slow. And then roll all the way down. And then this is going to take a little brain power. Go the opposite direction all the way up. Ooh. And then back down, opposite way. Good. And then shake them out one more time. Open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. And then bring your hands onto your knees. If you want to grab your block, grab your block. We're gonna finish today with a little bit of breathing. So we're gonna do alternate nostril breath. If you've never done it before, you take your right hand, glue your pinky and your ring finger together. The other two fingers come to your palm. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the thumb to block the right nostril. And as you do so, you're gonna inhale through the left. Then hold it, use your pinky and ring finger to squeeze the left nostril and blow out through the right. Inhale through the right. Hold it, block it with your thumb, and blow out through the left. Now close your eyes and keep going. the next time that you exhale through your left nostril, let both hands come down onto your lap and take deep inhalations and exhalations through your nose. So the alternate nostril breathing, or in Sanskrit, it's called Nadi Shuddhi or Nadi Shodhana, is so good for balancing both sides of the brain. And also just calming your nervous system. And bring your hands together at your heart center. Slowly bow towards your fingertips. We're going to finish with the sound of Om. So inhale deep. Om. Namaste means the light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. And please make time to move from right here down onto your mat for Shavasana. Plug your favorite song in and just relax. 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe. Do it. Don't skip your Shavasana.